Hi there, my name is Tim Gowens. I'm your Ford accessory consultant. Today we'll be discussing the importance of having an accessory champion in your dealership and how to make that successful. So thank you for taking a few minutes of your time today, and I hope you'll get lots from this little training course that we're going to do. So please hold a moment, we'll get going. Okay, so this is a short course from Ford that will provide you some ideas to implement with your dealership in terms of using Ford accessories as a primary source of revenue and provide you information regarding how to keep your process going long term. Your success is our success, and we look forward to the journey together. Okay, so with the launch of the all new Bronco, Ford hired the SEMA reporting agency for some statistics or stats that we believe are interesting. 25% of the Jeep customers, they determined they spend over $5,000 on their new Jeep. Also, only 5% of Ford dealerships have a committed to process on the sales floor, which means basically that 95% of all the Ford customers that go elsewhere and spend almost $46 billion annually. That's just saying basically that having an accessory process at your dealership is of utmost importance if you want to get into the game. Also, 50% of the Ford customers would rather have their accessories financed into their payment rather than putting it on a credit card with a higher interest rate. So what we'll be discussing today will be basically these things. What will be included in this course is having an accessory go-to person who represents fixed ops is of utmost importance. The primary tools that we're going to use are going to be mannequin vehicles, preloading, a sales kiosk, using FordShowroom.com, and then of course the spend to win, gift cards and contests and incentives and so forth. We'll talk and discuss about how to pay commissions to your staff. We'll talk and understand the capacity, meaning that the capacity to put the accessories on at the dealership. And then lastly, we'll look at a few pricing structures that we'll need to decide. So basically, this is the slide that talks about the importance of having a person in your dealership that we call the accessory champion. This is basically a fixed ops sales representative that's paid from fixed ops. He or she is responsible for the following: preloading 3 items and putting money into the package for the sale on the Ford addendums, which we can provide you. I can talk more with you on a one-on-one basis to what that actually means and how that looks for your sales department. Number 2 is mannequin vehicles. He or she has the responsibility of pulling keys and making decisions on what's being displayed on your show trucks, or we call them mannequin vehicles. He or she will help the staff with their spend to win program, and he'll help do some basic training. He's also kind of your go-to person for contests, incentives, and gift cards that I have to disseminate to the dealership. So it's really just a person who's addressing the accessory process of the dealership while actively selling vehicles. This is not a person that's outside of selling cars. It's just someone who's taking an added responsibility for that process. Here's some testimonials of some folks that have said, they said, having a Ford accessory champion gives me a single source of accountability that's important to our success. And without a single source of accountability within the dealership, having an accessory process will ultimately fail. And we found that to be true. This is why it's so important to assign a staff member who will have the authority to choose the vehicles for the mannequin program and the preload process. This person works with the sales managers who are responsible for the overall program. We suggest paying him from fixed ops, he or she, $250 a month as a bonus. And once again, his responsibility is just an administrative role. He's responsible for your preload, for mannequin vehicles, helping the staff understand how to get their spends from Ford. He educates new staff members on accessories. He communicates with Ford different promotions and contests and incentives and so forth. If your dealership is large enough, you can actually the accessory champion can actually become the accessory manager, where he doesn't he or she no longer tries to sell vehicles. He actually has the entire staff introduce their customers to him before F&I, and he takes them through the process that I'll get into further. So basically, that's it. It's a long-term success plan, but you've got to have someone that's not a the sales manager or not the general manager responsible for that process. If you decide you want to go for an accessory manager, meaning that you come off of having him responsible for paying, for selling vehicles, we suggest a $35,000 a year base, and this can be changed, of course, somewhere between 20 and 35,000, and this should be paid from the sales department. Okay, and then you base his commissions based upon what he sells. We've got 4 tiers here, as you can see. All of these tiers are paid from fixed ops. So if that person who's now your accessory manager, not the accessory champion, but once again, a manager who's actually seeing all of the customers before F&I, this is the pay structure for that person. So $0 to $15,000, he gets 4.5%, and so forth. It subsequently goes up from there. So you can see the percentage rates go up as he sells more product. In this scenario, with a $35,000 base, he would make, if he sells over $40,000 a month, he would earn somewhere around $71,000 a month. So this plan is considered to include any mannequin vehicles and preloads. This is very important. We consider a sale to be any item sold to a VIN rather than to a customer. So any activity that this person takes towards any vehicle would be included in this pay structure. But I've got this document. We can send this to you as a separate email, and we can discuss it in further terms. So another very important part of the process is to get your sales staff to introduce their customer to your accessory champion or your accessory manager. Okay, so the key to compensating a sales staff is separating from the front end gross the accessory transaction. Having this as its own program with its own accounting ledger so that it will result in its own reward is a crucial step. If the gross profit of the accessory sale is merely added to the total gross profit of the front end delivery, the opportunity to reach a level above invoice and pack the deal, which is at a commercial rate, is significantly reduced. So with little opportunity comes little motivation. So basically, there are actually 4 practices that we want to talk to you about. Option 1 is for making introductions to the accessory manager or accessory champion. The sales staff is rewarded on a tiered monthly compensation plan in a weekly sales meeting in front of the entire staff. So this will motivate the non-players into action. Okay, if you do it in front of your entire staff, this will get everybody on board eventually. So these funds are paid equally from fixed ops and includes installation. It's important. These figures below are paid from the overall gross installed price. Average fixed ops markup is 71%. I want to talk to you about this just for a moment. The average fixed operation markup, if you use our master pricing file, is 71%. So the average give back from fixed ops is only 8%. Including the accessory manager's commissions, which we cover in a previous page, okay? So what we suggest to get the sales staff to introduce their customer to the accessory champion or accessory manager is that fixed ops pays 2.5% commission from 0 to right under 2,000 in gross sales, including installation, and it subsequently goes up to 3.5%. That's basically what we're saying is you're paying your sales staff a separate program to introduce their customer to the accessory champion. And that's how the money rolls out, and it's paid from fixed ops. Option 2 is just, you can pause the video at any moment and you can absorb this. It's basically just a dollar amount that's established. What we found is that these dollars, if they're handed out in front of the entire sales staff from fixed ops, once again, this is paid from fixed ops, this will motivate the non-players into action. We suggest that the parts manager and the service manager be the ones rewarding the sales staff in a public way. This builds comradeship between the departments, which usually is very much needed. Option 3, salespeople are motivated by money. I mean, we all are. So consider providing your sales staff 100% of the entire profits generated on the largest sale for the month that the accessory manager or champion accomplishes with the customer. which they introduce them to. Okay, this will build a bridge between the accessory manager and champion that will keep the money rolling in. Remember that salespeople are motivated by money. Why not just give it to them and reap the rewards of an ongoing effort? So once again, this is just, you give one of your, whatever their largest sale is that month, you give them all the money. The net effect is that you'll begin to see lots of effort being made to get that largest sale. So I like that option personally. I think that's a good way of doing it. And then number 4 is create what we call accessory bucks. Okay, you can just have a printer print up fake dollars. And these, each time the accessory manager or champion sells something to someone who made the introduction, the accessory manager or champion hands these out, these accessory bucks, after the sale, after the sale's been made to the salesperson. These are redeemable at the end of the month in a sales meeting where it's exchanged for real dollars. So this is a fun way to basically just get traction going in your dealership. So what are the tools? What are the tools that the accessory champion or the manager can use? Of course, mannequin vehicles, heavy vehicles that are done up or kind of as your silent salesperson, if you will. We suggest a minimum of 2, but a lot of our dealers will run, up to 7 or 8 mannequin vehicles. They'll do a few F-150s, a couple of Rangers, so forth, and you'll begin to see that these mannequin vehicles will sell pretty frequently, especially if you've got an accessory manager who's showing these as part of his process. And I've got different programs and different suggestions on how to do this. I can send that to you separately. On the new Bronco that's coming out, we always suggest to have 2 to show and 2 to go. What that means is you put packages on the different Broncos that are coming out, and whatever package you choose, you've got that same package in your warehouse ready to go. So that if someone says, "Hey, I like the silver one," or "I don't like the blue one, but I do like that package," you're not having to wait for product to show up. You've got the product ready to go. So on the new Bronco that's coming out, remember 2 to show, 2 to go is very important. It's also a very big tool that the accessory champion can use to make sure you're selling product. Basically, there's 5 or 6 packages: the bike, camp, snow, water, cargo, and then you could create even what we call a dog package. A lot of folks that love animals. Here's another way of doing it as well. These are, as you know, Fred Jones now is your Ford accessory distributor as well as your Ford performance provider. We are now handling all the Ford performance parts. So these are different packages that we've put together that will also help the accessory champion or manager, do his job. There's different ones here. I'm not going to get into the details of this. You can pause the video and look at this in a deeper way. But basically, it's just a combination of a variety of different parts, and the price that you see there comes from our master pricing file, which has a 71% fixed operations markup in it. Okay, so having packages, are a very, very important part, or mannequin vehicles. Once again, it's a very important part of your accessory champion having tools to use to sell. This is one of my favorite tools. It's Ford Accessories Digital Selling Solution. Basically what this is it's a tool that integrates with your inventory so that your accessory champion or manager can accessorize before F&I the vehicle that the customer's actually buying. We've seen a 161% increase when this tool is part of a committed process. Okay, when you've got a person and a process that you're committed to, it really, really works well. Okay. You can go to FordShowroom.com, and your username and password is demo01, all caps, for both the username and password. And so for more information, you can also go, I've provided the links. You can watch some videos and so forth on the right-hand side there. So please consider that as a tool. And I've given you a way to contact the folks who are responsible for this process. It's a fantastic tool. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to pay for it if you meet or beat your objective. Okay, Ford provides an accessory objective, and if you meet or beat that, you actually don't pay for this tool. So it's a fantastic tool. Consider that as part of your toolbox. Fred Jones has come out with an accessory sales kiosk. Basically, what this is it's a It is a system whereby all of I think there's 32 different videos that covers the entire line, and basically they're just packages that you present to your customer before F&I. It's a great way for your sales staff or your accessory champion or manager to have something that he can effectively use. The prices range from the small desktop one is $2,110 all the way up to the big boy here, which is $7,000. Almost $8,000. This is a two-sided kiosk. The price of the kiosk includes the yearly fee of $4.99. This is a recurring annual fee. It's not a monthly fee. It is an annual fee. The retractable sales display is on order. Is on an ordered item when it's shipped separately. So the best location to have this accessory kiosk is between your mannequin vehicles inside your showroom. The accessory champion or manager can then use this location so that the mannequin vehicles become also part of his toolbox or his visual aid. So having these two items, having the accessory digital selling solution and having the kiosk, they're actually integrated, is a fantastic way within the context of your mannequin vehicles for your accessory champion or accessory manager to be effective for you at your dealership. Almost done, guys. We also have some display walls that we can provide you. Once again, I won't get into the details on this, but we have a Ford accessory wall. We also have a new Bronco wall coming out. If you're interested in that, here's the contact information here on the left-hand side of the screen. Feel free to reach out to those folks, and they'll be able to give you pricing and availability on the display walls. Another fantastic tool, I've mentioned it briefly, is the Spin to Win program. This is what the accessory champion or manager will use and get on the behalf of the sales staff. So if and or when he or she sells something, it generates a spin from Ford that he or she can then get and accomplish for your sales staff. It's really just a wonderful way for your dealership to maintain motivations. So this is me. This is a picture of me. Guys, I'm here to help you. This is what I'll be responsible for. My job is to assist you if you would like to try your hand at getting accessory champion or manager in place. I do all the training. We implement all the documents and so forth at no charge to you. The objective is just to get you successful. Okay. We've got lots of folks who love our process. You can pause the video and read these if you'd like. But we are excited to assist you. And that, guys, is my presentation. That was as fast as I could go. And I appreciate the opportunity to work with you. I hope you'll give me a call. Once again, my name is Tim Gowens. My phone number is 770-672-1058. My email address is tgowens, that's spelled Gowens, at fred-jones.com. Thank you, and hope you have a great day. Thank you.